Hey everybody, this is Will Blesch coming to you live again today at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. I should be doing that every day this week and probably for the weeks to come. I am the author of the forthcoming book, All Eyes on Me, Explosive Secrets of Online Traffic Generation. You may have seen me on MSNBC, PBS, The Motley Fool, Google News, and a whole slew of other media. And today I want to talk to you about some myths that have to do with lead generation. Inside my Facebook group, which I created for success-minded entrepreneurs, one of the topics that comes up all the time inside that group and actually all the time elsewhere, lead generation is a big problem for people. That's the subject that people want to talk about more often than pretty much any other. So I want to talk to you a little bit about lead generation and some feelings that a lot of entrepreneurs might have while they're going through the process of that lead generation. By the way, hello Bettina, I see that you are watching. Going into the feelings of most entrepreneurs when they're not getting the lead generation results that they want, there's a lot of frustration involved, and people, they say, well, what do I do? I feel crazy. I feel, I'm spinning my wheels. I'm laying in bed every night. And I'm thinking, how am I going to get my next client? How am I going to get my next set of customers? I'm racking my brain, and I'm doing everything that I know how to do, and I'm not getting the results that I want. That's a horrible, horrible feeling. It's a feeling of overwhelm, right? And excuse me, I'm going to get a sip of coffee really quick here. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, that's kind of a horrible feeling, and I completely get it. For those who don't know me, I grew up all over the United States. A lot of people would think maybe I was, this army brat, but really, my mom, who was a single mother, was a registered nurse who worked in the neonatal intensive care unit in the hospital. And every time she got a better job, we moved. And so we went hopping from state to state, and we never stayed in the same place more than a few years at a time. And partially because of that, I don't know if I had ADHD or what, but it was hard for me to focus on different things. I would start a project, and I would do really, really great at the beginning, and then I would crash and burn because I would find something else that was equally as interesting to me, and then I would go chase that other thing, and I'd start the new project again, and the same process would continue. And I eventually learned that I needed to focus, and I learned how to focus, and I ended up going off into the work world, and I worked at a lot of different corporate jobs. I worked as a marketing director for one of the top 30 consulting firms on the planet, and everything was great until that actually the company downsized, and they decentralized their executive positions. Instead of having one headquarters, they moved a lot of the positions to local offices, and so my position actually got eliminated, and in particular because I wasn't willing to move to the location that they wanted me to move to. So while that was very, very good for that company at the time, it was really, really bad for me. And I ended up in a very bad place financially. And again, I got into this place where I couldn't focus, and I didn't know, I was sending my CV, my resume out all over the place. And it wasn't until somebody actually kind of shook me and not literally, but I had a conversation with someone, and it came down to, why don't you go back to doing what you really, really know how to do? And, you know about marketing, about business growth, all of this stuff. You've been working with a business consulting firm for a long time. Why don't you go do what you know how to do? You don't have to be working for someone else. And it was like this light bulb went off in my head, and I was suddenly able to focus again. And that goes back to the idea of some bad ideas that people have when it comes to lead generation, some myths that surround the entire topic of lead generation. And by the way, when you're thinking of focusing and you're thinking of being overwhelmed and so frustrated, there's two things that can be said to that. One, there's a saying that you count the minutes and you let the hours take care of themselves. And what does that actually mean? It means you focus on the small things. If you can, there's the broad picture, right? But if you can dial in on the small things, the baby steps, the things that can take you, just an inch forward at a time, if you can accomplish those small things, over and over and over again, just small steps, that adds up over time to something really, really great, And the other thing is that I think it was Jesus actually who said something about there's enough worries for today, and that tomorrow will basically take care of itself. It's the same concept. It's the same idea. Basically, you pay attention to what you need to do now. Find out those small things and then take action on them until you accomplish them. And don't let yourself get, distracted by, in marketing, they call it the shiny object syndrome. You may have heard that from other online guru types or whatever, but it's absolutely true. You shouldn't allow yourself to follow this and this and this and this. Pick one thing, focus solely on that until you get it done. Now, in going back to the lead generation thing and the small steps, when it comes to the myths that surround lead generation, there's a slew of them, okay? And one of them is that creating unique landing pages is a total waste of time. Most people are like, I have a business website. Why do I need a landing page for, my service or product or whatever? And I'll tell you the reason why. First of all, it's a complete myth that you don't need landing pages. First of all, landing pages can really, really help you with SEO, with search engine optimization. But really the secret behind why they are necessary for lead generation is because each landing page can be it's very specific. You focus on, like I was talking about before, you focus on one thing. This is focusing on one thing. Landing pages, an individual landing page focuses on one service, or it focuses on one product. And it takes the visitor, your customer or potential client or whatever, and it sells that one particular thing. It doesn't allow your customer or your client to become distracted by your About Me page, by your contact page, by the video that's over here talking about this other product that's on the same page. Instead, landing pages focus on one thing and they sell that one thing, and that's their entire job. So if you have products or services, it's totally okay to have a general web page that talks about your services, that talks about your products, and that talks about multiple things, right? But when the customer is actually interested in learning more about those particular products or services, you should definitely have landing pages set up specific to those services or products. And that is it for today's Facebook Live. I will be going live again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you found value in this video, I encourage you to share it with somebody you feel will benefit. Like the video. And if you have any thoughts at all about what I was talking about, please do go ahead and leave a comment below. I read each one. And if there's something that's worth starting a conversation over, I'll definitely do that. Just as a housekeeping kind of thing, if you're in my Facebook group, which is the Entrepreneur Success Factor, I did upload a list of networking organizations, just as I said I would. You will be able to find it in the files section. Like when you're looking at your screen, I believe it's in the menu on the left. What else? That is about it. If you are tired of feeling stuck in your own business, if you feel like you are grinding day in and day out and you don't know where you want to go with your business, or you have issues that have gone unresolved for some time and you really, really want to move forward and get to the place where you really want to be, I encourage you to send me a private message inside the group, and we'll set up a free strategy session, and we'll go over those issues, and hopefully you will find yourself getting some answers to the things that you've wanted to have answers for a long time. All right, that's it for now, and I will talk with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.